Welcome back to another New World video. This time I'm bringing you all of the info needed in order to help you choose your starting archetype. Let's start off by telling you, when do you even choose your archetype? Well, right after the initial cutscenes, when you first launch the game, you'll be met with the archetype selection screen where you can choose from any of the following. You've got the soldier, which comes with a sword and shield and a hatchet as your starting weapons. The oculist comes with a fire staff and an ice gauntlet. The destroyer comes with warhammer and great axe. The mystic comes with life staff and void gauntlet. The ranger comes with bow and spear. The sword bearer comes with a great sword and a blunderbuss. And then finally, the musketeer comes with a musket and a rapier. So, what even is an archetype? Because this is not something that was in New World originally. This is just something brand new for New World Aeternum when you make your new character, starting from October the 15th onwards. Basically, it's a start and loadout. Back in the original release of the game, and even now, just before October the 15th, if you're to make a brand new character, all you get is a sword and a shield, and then off you go into the game. Please note though, in New World, you can change your weapons whenever you like, as long as you're not in combat. So don't worry if you don't initially like the two weapons from the archetype that you choose. You can simply pick up all of the weapons around the start and beach area when you first load in, from quests, chest rewards, along with even crafting or buying them from the trading post. Now, when I say forget about the weapon choice when it comes to picking your archetype, it's not an understatement. Like I said, you can change your weapons in New World whenever you like. So what else is there to consider when making your choice? If you're on the archetype selection screen, if you look at the bottom of each archetype, you can see that there's a choice of 3 gathering/crafting skills listed. And there are 3 different ones for each archetype. And this will start you off at level 50 for each one of those 3. The maximum crafting and gathering levels being 250. So the soldier will give you the level 50 boost for weaponsmithing, mining, and smelting. Oculist will give you dual crafting, mining, and smelting. Destroyer will give you armoring, skinning, and leatherworking. Mystic will give you arcana, harvesting, and weaving. Ranger will give you engineering, logging, and woodworking. Sword bearer comes with cooking, fishing, and leatherworking. And then finally, the musketeer comes with armoring, harvesting, and weaving. Now, if you're the kind of player who is just going to casually play your way through the game, and you don't mind how long it takes you to level up all of your gathering and crafting skills, or how much it might cost you to buy the materials from the trading post or other players to then level your crafting skills up, well, I'll be honest, you could probably just drop a like and a sub if you like these kind of videos, and then maybe just go check out my other videos, because this would not be for you. But for everybody else, when it comes to crafting, it's split up into 2. So starting with gathering, you've got mining, which is literally any mineable stone or ore in the game. Skinning is any animal with flesh. Obviously, after you kill that animal, you can then skin it. Harvesting is any gatherable crop in the game. Logging is any choppable tree. There's literally like 1% of trees that you probably can't chop in this game, or everything else you can. And then fishing is anywhere where there's literally water in the game. Even some like streams inside towns you can even fish in. So I recently made a new character on the beta, and I leveled all of these to level 50. Here's a list in order of least time taken to the most time taken. Factors do include how long it takes to run from node to node, and other players contesting these nodes and nodes respawning. So obviously times are slightly variable, but this will make sense. So the quickest one to level up was fishing. Fishing is the easiest one and the fastest one without a shadow of a doubt. You can go to any water and just keep casting away and catching the fish until you hit level 50. You're not contested. It doesn't matter if there's 50 people fishing in your same area or just yourself. That is uncontested with no travel time in between other than initially just running to the first bit of water. The second quickest was logging. Now, this one is kind of contested with other players, but because there's just so many trees in the game, you're just free to log. I'll be honest, it's really, really simple, especially in the starting from 0 to 50, because this is just all of the basic trees in the game. The third fastest, or getting a little bit slower, should we say, is then harvesting. Again, you're then contesting with other people, but there are a ton of harvesting nodes out there. So this one's kind of like almost 50-50. There's a ton of nodes, but there's also a lot of people going for nodes in general. And then the slowest 2 were kind of joint almost in time taken, was skinning and mining. Mining because other than stone, which there's quite a bit of, but it's only in certain sections of each map, so there's not as much of it compared to, say, trees when you're logging. And then obviously ores are just camped, especially at the start of a fresh start server come October the 15th. Mining nodes will just be crazy. And then skinning is pretty slow as well, because obviously there's not like over the top amount of animals in the game that are skinnable early doors. There is quite a few in there, but they'll also be contested, and some of them are really small animals and obviously don't give a lot of XP. So basically quickest was fishing, then logging, then harvesting, and then the slowest two were skinning and mining. So if you want to save yourself the most amount of time with your archetype choice, the answer would be Soldier, Oculist, or Destroyer. If you're not a huge fan of gathering in MMOs, maybe you just want to race to max level and play endgame content, then you could make your choice based on how much money you could save yourself. You in theory could buy all the materials needed from other players or the trading post and level your crafting to 250. Obviously the gathering would then be stuck at level 50 that you got boosted, and then all of your other gatherings will be stuck at 0. But you could do the crafting ones. Now, using the NewWorld website resource, gaming.tools/NewWorld, I've done all the research for you. I'll now list the cost of purchasing the items needed in order to level up your crafting to level 50. And then I'll also add in 250 just so you get like the overall comparison, which will help you make your archetype choice on this. So this means basically pick the crafting that costs the most as your archetype buff in order to save you the most amount of money in game. So going from the most expensive, we've got woodworking, then smelting, then leatherworking, then weaving, then weaponsmithing, then jewel crafting, then arcana, armoring, engineering, and then the overall cheapest one being cooking. So these prices are generated based on current live servers. So they may fluctuate slightly on the fresh start servers, but there or thereabouts will settle around this order. This also counts for the money you could make back if you then choose to sell the items you craft on the trading post, negating some of the costs in this list of cheapest to most expensive. So for example, let's say if you spend 1,000 coins on mats and sell what you make for say 500G, then the cost for leveling up will be calculated at 500G because that's all it's going to cost you overall at the end. That's why you see the likes of engineering and armoring on the cheaper side, as you can make money back from these more easily from the items you could end up crafting, therefore bringing down the overall costs. That's how I've come to this conclusion. So we now know there is no need to make your archetype decision based on your weapons. You now have the choice of either time saved or money saved. The actual coin cost to buy the materials to level your crafting from 0 to 50 is incredibly low. It'll be a little bit higher on the brand new servers for a short period of time, but overall it's such a small amount of coin that you don't really need to worry about it too much. But this does get a lot more expensive the closer you go towards level 250. So that taken into consideration, I feel that the best advantage you could get is to choose an archetype that would save you the most time in game, therefore resulting in the overall best choice being either the Soldier or the Oculist. Both have mining, which is the joint longest to level to 50, and they also have smelting, which is one of, I think it's the second most expensive to buy your way all the way up to level 250. So these two come out as the best choices, with the runner-up, if you like, being the Destroyer, which also has skinning, which is like one of the joint longest gathering skills to get to level 50. Let me know down in the comment section you are going to be picking one of these archetypes based on this information, or if you're going to pick a different archetype, let me know the reason why. And if you like this video, I appreciate any likes, any subscriptions. I'll be bringing out even more NewWorld Aeternum videos, especially over the next couple of days. We got the release on October the 15th. And if you want to go the extra mile, come check me out over on twitch.tv/LiamH. Drop me a follow in advance, and hopefully I'll see you in the next stream.